The Bible has all over it language that instructs followers of God to care about vulnerable people. Puente has access to a lot of vulnerable people. They're not weak people, but they have challenges that are unique to their experience as immigrants, as refugees.
When we moved out to North Avenue, we didn't want people to not know who we were. We just knew that we needed to take a big, bold, externally focused step.
If Wheaton Bible Church were ever to leave the community, we would hope that our impact would have been so significant that the community leaders would grieve the loss of our church. This was going to be something we really hadn't done before in terms of scale. That we were going to dedicate staff, we were going to call a large team of volunteers, and we were going to be very, very intentional.
We knew that one of our strengths would be serving the Latino community, because Wheaton Bible Church and Puente del Pueblo are two arms of the same body of believers.
Puente del Pueblo, as the name says it, is a bridge. It's a bridge between the community and the church and the community.
It started 8 years ago with an after-school program. Then something really incredible happened. The city came to us and said, "We really like what you're doing. Would you be willing to take over our junior high program that we have in the Timberlake Apartments?" About 6 months later, the city came back to us again and said, "Hey, we really like what you're doing. Would you take what you're doing at the Timberlake Apartments and do the same thing at the Main Park Apartments?" And we said, "Boy, we would love to do that as well." And the very first week that we opened up programming there, we had 40 elementary kids and their parents come to us and say, "Well, we want to be part of your program."
We're all about empowering people to do things on their own and to learn to do things on their own. We provide them with the opportunity to make a budget plan, to look into what they can do in the future to not be in the same situation again. And it's really my job as a case manager to walk them through that.
We had parents coming to us saying, "We want to learn English." So we started an ESL program.
This past summer, we brought 90 kids to the church and worked with them on academics, life skills, gave them an awesomely fun summer in recreation, took a bunch of field trips with them, and had really consistent Christian education.
It's been a dream from the very first day of Puente that we would grow up with our kids and all the way through college. That's the ultimate goal. We know if we could get a kid through college, that changes the trajectory of the family.
Yo quisiera ver a Jackie en el futuro estudiando, seguir estudiando, superándose, que agarre una carrera, que aprenda algo.
Yo creo que todo lo que todos los padres queremos para los niños, para nuestros hijos, pues nosotros la visualizamos estudiando, que estudie algo que le guste, que se supere, que no se quede como digamos como nosotros. Tal vez no tuvimos las posibilidades, pero tampoco tuvimos el aliento. Su papá trabaja por las noches y duerme en el día. En la tarde pues se levanta y a lo mejor quiere descansar un rato, así. Nosotros tratamos de darles el tiempo. A veces dice, no es la cantidad sino la calidad. Tratamos, pero a veces es difícil. Ya cuando son niñas adolescentes es muy difícil. Estar en lo que ellas requieren. Puente nos ayuda en ese aspecto. O sea, no están con nosotros, pero están allá con ellos.
I feel like right after high school, I wanna go to a college, being able to have the chance that my parents didn't really have.
When I think about Puente's impact on the community, I think about kids who have experienced academic confidence for the first time and have moved from a sort of a frame of I can't to I can. And you can see that light click on, you can see that enthusiasm, you can see that overcomingness. The feeling at our first college commencement will be pretty amazing. It'll be awesome.
We are a valued partner in the community. In fact, we are the largest service provider in West Chicago, and that's huge. The city trusts us, they depend on us, and if we were ever to stop doing this program, it would leave in a massive hole in the services that are provided in West Chicago. They would really miss us.
Puente del Pueblo is about community transformation. Community transformation is not only about helping the people in need and helping the broken, but community transformation happens when we get to reach people for the Lord. And that's exactly how God has used Puente del Pueblo.